Hello, ladies and gentlemen. How's everyone doing? Welcome to this live stream, guys. And Friday dump is here. And you know what? What's so strange about this is since this whole week, if you see every New York session we dumps. So the New York, opens with some pump, a little bit pump, and then later on it just keeps on dumping. And yesterday I mentioned that I'm not bullish for now on the Bitcoin basically because we have lost the weekly opens, and those equal lows were meant to be taken care of, and we have took it. I gave limit for our scalp on our challenge trade, guys. I took the challenge trade at 54,300. So let's see. So far, we have went to 1414 and been bouncing very nicely from the 161. The reaction is not good actually, but I still expect, because we have hit the liquidity pool. We have to call the liquidity. I mean, here, both the liquidities are taken care of. So ideally, what we want to see is, I'm not expecting a complete reversal from here, guys. What I'm expecting is simply, we just want to play a little bit smaller range. The level that we have lost, I want just, the previous month value area low of 56,173 to be tested as one more time to confirm that, it is a strong resistance, and we have literally lost at levels. That is going to be the good confirmation. So what we want to see here is a little bit, chop, and I would like to see something like this, just bearish retest, and then further down to my original target of for Bitcoin towards $52,000, practically speaking, guys. So that's what the target for the Bitcoin. Why? Because the Bitcoin CME target is in the green box, and that's the minimum target, and the invalidation levels are $51,000. I would just going to be hard invalidation. The soft invalidation would be the sweep of the previous lows, because if you do happen to sweep these lows of $49,000, guys, would be very, very, very bad for the overall market. Would literally confirm that we are literally going to dump back down to $40,000 at some point of time, and it would be very real quick actually. So which means that everything, all alts and everything is just going to crash. So we are literally coming to the point slowly and gradually where bulls need to step up. I mean, they have to save it, Bitcoin, basically, honestly speaking, because if they fail to save it, then there is a real problem for the overall market. This equilibrium is one of the biggest and strongest levels of 47,400, because if you lose the EQ, meaning that we are literally going to take a big dump for the liquidity under $38,000, and probably this September you can even see BTC to 38,000 if you are losing $47,000 levels. So practically speaking, guys, the way we are moving towards 50k slowly and gradually, yes, this is the levels where bulls need to step up. This is the levels where we need to hold the pace. This is the levels where you really need a slow movement in the market. Just go a little bit more sideways and stock the price. Go slow, sideways, stuck the price, and take a small dump. So just want the September to get over with, so that and we can October can be just more likely, and October, and we can see some good price movement in the month of October for more on an upside rather than downside. So that's what I would like to see. Overall, if you look at from the perspective of the USDT dominance, I mentioned, guys, that very clearly that the range highs has been flipped. Until we don't lose this 5.94% on the 4 hours time frame, it is so not good for the crypto markets. And that is exactly, we flipped it, and now we have went up. Not only we did not reject it from 6.2, but now that we have went beyond 6.2, and in next 25 minutes we will be closing the first 4 hour candle above 6.2%, which is a very strong sign, but still it can be a fake out, because I do have a harmonic over here, and that harmonic is very significant actually. If I just had to tell you, the target for this cipher, this is a perfect cipher we have. So the target for this cipher is minimum 786, which is roughly around 6.4 to 6.5% level, 6.46 to 6.5% levels practically. The only issue with that I really don't know what exactly this wave count is. Lot of choppiness. It's like a vertical accumulation. I mean, this is like a vertical accumulation. Practically, what does it mean? Means you make higher highs and higher lows, higher highs and higher lows, higher highs and higher lows. So that is known as the vertical accumulation. So unless and until we see a clear breakdown, or I would say once we start now going back under 6.2%, would confirm that yes, we are reversing, yes, the market is bottomed, and we would simply be pumping from there at that point of time. So if we do something like this, we flip it 6.2% on the 4 hours, as well as we start closing daily under this 6.2%, it would be very, very nice for the overall market. We can literally be very, very happy. But let me tell you, we just want to see that if you look at from the 4-hour perspective on USD dominance, there was a bear divergence, which is of course played out. And now what we are having is, if you look at on the daily time frame, the daily is having, there is practically no bearish divergence over here on the daily time frame. If you even look at from the weekly perspective, weekly can still go up a lot. Weekly is like very, very bullish on the USD dominance. It can just simply break out and go to 70%, which means that we can literally wreck the Bitcoin, and we can just pump it up to 7.27 in one go, meaning that we can simply dump Bitcoin towards simply back to $47,000, practically somewhere around the equilibrium, 46.8 to $47,000, without any giving, without any sort of a bounce. So very high likely, guys, and that's why I'm not building any swings, nor I'm scalping as well. I'm just simply buying for the challenge, because I'm going to play a little bit more risk on the challenge, as we need to achieve our targets for the month of September of $1,200 profit, $1,200 balance. So let's see. So this is what the plan that I have for Bitcoin. I just want to see a little bit bounce from here as a bearish retest. Why? Because let's go to the lower term time frame now. Let's go to the lower term time frame to understand why the Bitcoin should give you the bearish retest or the bounce. Why? So if you look at here, you got wave 1, wave 2, and then you got wave 3 over here, and then you got irregular expanded flat for the wave 3 over here. Wave 4, and then now we are getting a straight dump for a wave 5. Now you can even argue that, hey, what if this is not some sort of a wave 4? What if this is simply 1-2-1-2 formation? Possibility is there, meaning this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that is your wave 1, that was your wave 2, and this is just wave 1 of 3, and we will be saying wave 2 like this for like a bearish retest for wave 2 of 3, and then we go for wave 3 of 3 to 52,000, 4 of 3, and something like this we do. Actually, that is going to be very, very bearish at that point of time, ladies and gentlemen. So that's that is going to be ultra bear case scenario for Bitcoin. Now if you really want Bitcoin to be bullish, honestly speaking, guys, these are not the levels to go for some knife catching. I would say just play very precautionary. Why? Because we don't have any particular levels over here. The levels we have, the support that we are looking for on Bitcoin is around $52,800 to $52,000. That is also the levels where we have an order block. Practically speaking, we have 1:1 extension Fibonacci levels. We have the range high support. Also, you have a very good weekly order block over here as well. As you can see, very good, interesting order block that we have here. Somewhere around $52,400 to $51,700. So practically, really want to see that these levels to hold, and definitely eventually we will be going towards these levels. Just want these levels to hold actually, and should give us a good bounce. Why? Because why do I expect a bounce? Normally when we dump, the dump should happen in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or it should happen in A, B, and C. I mean, these are the only two probable cases. The ABC can be WXY, it can be WXYXZ, or it may be a triangle, but that's fine. But overall, we should be dumping in more likely the 5 waves or 3 waves movement. That's it. However, in our scenario, what we are watching, we have been dumping continuously from $65,000. Remember, I mentioned, we should not be going beyond 64K, because that is a strong resistance over here at 64,000. And we literally rejected and then we started dumping. Now what we are watching right now is yes, we got a move on the downside, but we never got a bearish retest of golden pocket zone that is pending actually, meaning what exactly this wave count can be. From my perspective, I am seeing the overall dump on Bitcoin as some sort of a ABC scenario practically, or you can also say that this can be a very good diagonal actually. Even though the diagonal scenario is not looking that good, because the volume is in increasing mode. You see the volume is continuously increasing. That should be the declining mode. The volume should be it should be in a declining mode, and it should not be in increasing mode along with the price. That is where it gives you more confirmation. Also, even if you look at from the theory perspective, let's say if this is diagonal and if it is valid, it's for something, still I doubt that this is going to play out. I mean, theoretically possibility is there, but I don't know, I'm not comfortable with this diagonal. So the only wave count that fits is 3 waves. This is wave A with 5 waves, ABC, irregular, flat. And right now what we are doing is wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So that is a very close call for the 5 waves. And after that, I would like to see A, B, C, like a bearish retest of some sorts, make everyone bullish again for the September. And then we get our final dump in the month of September after the lunar eclipse that we are going to have on 17th of September. We go to the green zone to our final buy zone, and then probably we can just look up. So this is how ideally I see. I mean, this is the 3 waves what I'm watching right now. The worst case scenario, guys, would be that this whole choppiness that you're watching might be the 5 waves, but I really don't have any confirmation for 5 waves, honestly speaking. So at this point, what I'm seeing is only and only 3 waves. So I just need a little bit more data, and we need to wait for a little bit more days to confirm that how this dump is going to turn out, whether it's going to be 5 waves or it's going to be 3 waves. For now, it is clearly visible. It is clearly, to me, looks like a 3 waves, and hence, there is a good hope for Bitcoin to give us a bearish retest of $56,200 or $56,137, like previous month value area low. Similarly, guys, Ethereum, I was very vocal about it for Ethereum. I had my plan for Ethereum. My plan was to long Ethereum once it reclaims this range lows. The problem was it never reclaimed it. So we don't reclaim, we don't buy. Simple as that. And now that we have swept the lows, now that we have gone down, it literally changes this whole wave count. It literally changes the structure, and makes it a little bit more complex practically. So because if you see, you have some sort of a ABC irregular flat over here, and you got a sharp move on the downside, then you need another pump it up like this, and then further dump. You got it something like this, meaning that Ethereum is not done. Ethereum will dump literally towards $2,200. We bounce from 2,270. If you remember my yesterday stream, I mentioned that if you really want to play some scalps, very, very, very quick scalps, just look for 2270 to 2240 levels. It is going to give you a very good bounce. Yes, I took personally that scalp actually. Very 100x leverage actually, I took it and played up very nicely, and eventually I will booking profits because I don't know how far it can go. But what I see is a very nice diagonal is a possibility. If that is the case, that the diagonal is a very, very likelihood on Ethereum, meaning that we are definitely up for any bearish retest on ETH as well, around 2,350 and further down to 2,400, 2,239 and $2,200. That's what eventually Ethereum is likely to do. the most important part about ETH is why I did not touch alts actually much, because of this harmonic. We had this harmonic, we had this shark. I mentioned that normally shark are very, very good in playing out. And I was like, no, I'm not going to touch ETH because the target for the shark is minimum 2,270. And now that we have reached the target, let us just check what are the levels, what is the SVP levels for ETH on the 4 hours time frame. You can also check it for the daily. Let's wait and watch. Yep. So you see, we have this 2,321 naked POC formed on the daily time frame. Then we have a lot of naked POC on the upside, but we don't have much of a naked POC on the downside for now. Meaning that now all the liquidity is residing on upside rather than downside. So practically, there is a possibility that even if we dump to 2,200, it will be a very good bounce. It is going to be roughly around a very good reversal. The good part about ETH is there is a possibility that ETH can go for a very interesting bad flag structure. Something like this. We go for because I remember Ethereum did a very similar thing when the first ETF was announced. If you remember, very interestingly, it played out. Bitcoin made lower lows, but Ethereum interestingly did not make lower lows and formed a very good sign of a bear flag. You see, we had this move, then choppiness dump, and then we do something like this. So yes, Ethereum can also do something like this right now. So for that 2240 or 2200 should be held as a support, and I don't want to see Ethereum going under 2400. So once we reclaim the levels of 2370 naked POC, yes, we can literally look for some long opportunities, or maybe I'll be looking for some long opportunities or spot buys opportunity for ETH around $2,239 to $2,200 based on I just want to see a good reaction there, guys. I really want to see some good reaction. So yes, this is a very high likely, and this is very a possibility. A little bit push up, one more down, and chop up, inverse head and shoulder, breakout, and we go for $3,000. That is going to be a very good scenario for ETH, a bear flag, and later we dump to $1,900 and maybe $1,800. But that is very interesting to play. Actually, I don't care whether it dumps to $1,800 or $1,000. But what I care is I don't want to miss if this bear flag is going to play out. I don't want to miss the move from 2,350 to 2,900 or $3,000 for a 24% move. I really don't want to miss that, and I don't want you guys to miss it as well. So we will see what it does from 2,900, whether we want to dump it to 1,900 or it's just likely going to do another irregular expanded flat sort of thing. Go for something like this, and then we can literally break up to maybe new all-time highs or something. It all depends, but for now this is how I see that we still have a bullish opportunity for Ethereum at this point. A little bit more confirmation is needed, but this is the bull case scenario that we have. The bear case, as we know that on the daily time frame as well, if you look at here, the bear case is this is like a support. Practically, let me just hide the SVPs here. So practically, this is your resistance, the equilibrium that we have lost it. Okay, now it has turned as I would say a resistance. So practically, once we flip it these levels, the price gets acceptance under the range lows. Yes, definitely we can aim for the equal highs that we are having. These are the equal highs. These are the liquidity pool that we have, and we can probably target 4,400 and something like this. So hence, this can be very bullish for Ethereum. Still, we have the bull case scenario for Ethereum on the table. The bear case scenario, as I mentioned, this can be some sort of A, B, C. So let's say this is some sort of a wave, W. So or maybe just like a bigger W, A, B, and this is like a bigger wave C actually. So that's going to be like a wave W. And then you have A, B, and C. That's going to be wave X. And then A, B, C. That's going to be your wave Y. something like this, or maybe we can go for like a full-fledged bear count and a bigger dump. Actually, that is also a possibility, but this is going to be then the bear case scenario for Bitcoin. The bull case is here, the bear case as well. So that's what I have for Bitcoin as well as Ethereum at this moment. If you look at from the market perspective, yes, Aave did not flip the equilibrium, so we can long it. It lost the range lows, so we can't long it as well. Hard pass. Solana, again, we are still looking good on Solana. It's very nicely accumulating and holding up. I would say Sol BTC is looking so good. But still, I feel that's the way we have rejected. I am seeing Solana to go to $120 and $121. Easily it can go. We still have the order block over here, so we will see how are we going to hold it. Or else 121 is a very, very good levels. EMA 50 on the weekly. Currently, Bitcoin is, at EMA 50 weekly levels, guys. Currently, Bitcoin is at EMA 50 weekly. Your EMA 50 weekly is around 54,100 or 200 or so. Depends on various exchanges, actually. But yes. Talking about gold and silver, yes, I bought silver, got a very nice pump as well. I am holding it because this is just going to be like a first lot for me. What I expect for silver is I'm expecting something like this: ABC, and then one more push up. That's where I'm going to de-risk and sell my silver. You can sell right now as well. It's a small profits. We bought around $28. I'll just simply, moving my stops to break even as well. And you can just, because eventually we will be going to 27.2 and later on we will be dumping to 26 and 25. So that's what, because this retest is going to happen and it will happen. I definitely expect this retest to happen. So I just want to play a little bit more scalps over here on the silver. For gold, yes, as I mentioned, I am very, very bullish on gold. Even on the lower term time frame, I mentioned yesterday that I'm expecting gold to pump from here to roughly around 2528 and 2530. That's where the rejection is going to happen. And definitely, yeah, we got our rejection right now. If so at this point, yeah, the triangle is done. The triangle is complete. The whole pattern that we were aiming for it to do is done. So we have completed this pattern. So what is next for gold? Gold needs to hold the support of 2493.5. If we can hold here, I expect gold to go for a run up to 2548. But if not, if gold lose these levels, you can simply close your eyes and short it. And your take profit targets for gold would be around 2430. You can just simply close your eyes and short it. You will gonna make good amount of money actually at that point of time. So that's what we have for the gold. Overall, guys, if you just look at to the Bitcoin dominance as well, just check it out, the Bitcoin dominance chart. I am definitely bearish on Bitcoin dominance, and I think a lot of people have shorted based on my analysis as well on Binance. There is a Bitcoin dominance chart, basically the ticker as well. Yeah, I'm bearish on it, and that's the reason, I feel that Ethereum is very likely to play this bull flag. Honestly, let's see how this plays out. Just check once more ETH BTC. ETH BTC in my view is bullish. We are just accumulating here. What I see for ETH BTC, same plan. We have been testing it. We have tested it. Now I expect it to pump up and ramp up the big move on an upside, and should test the 0.049. So I am very bullish on ETH BTC, guys. Even if you really ask me, hey T, at this point of time, what where would you keep your capital? I would say I would keep my capital in Ethereum. Even if Ethereum dumps, it's okay, but I'll be making up more and more Bitcoin with having ETH in my portfolio. Why? Because ETH BTC is going to pump eventually. The structure is looking really great. The worst case scenario for ETH BTC can be that we might just sweep here, a small sweep like happen, and then we can just accumulate here and chop, and then we can just run. I mean, that is going to be a very, very, slow accumulation, and then we can pump. This is also a possibility as well. But overall, we will pump in my view. So right now, guys, things are looking a bit hot. Why? Because BTC is at a strong support. You really want a bounce. You don't want Bitcoin to dump from here straight away to $52,000. Why? Because if we do happen to go there straight away right now, means that would clearly indicate that it's so weak, and we would be dumping more. After a small bounce, we can even dump it to $47,000 at that point of time. So that is what then it would indicate. So overall, guys, last chart we just want to check it. It's others. I mentioned others. My expectation is 786 Fibonacci levels, and also I would like to see a really small bounce for a wave B, and then we should be dumping. So others is holding very nicely, also are holding so nicely over here in my view. Look at this other chart. Yesterday also it was at 178 billion. Right now we are at 177.7 billion. So not much of a difference we have. And last week also other was roughly around 180 billion, 182 billion. So we are holding very nicely compared to Bitcoin and Ethereum. So practically, if others can hold 164 billion, I am seeing others to give us a very good breakout and a bounce to $260 billion, which would be roughly around 30% move on an upside. Total crypto market cap, same as what we have for USD DOM. Yes, I'm expecting total crypto market cap to go 1.84 to 1.8 trillion dollars, and then should give us a bearish retest for a very good head and shoulder formation over here. You see a very good head and shoulder formation is what I am expecting on total crypto market cap, and later on just dump more to 1.6. Maybe if it can reverse or flip the 2.12 trillion dollars, then definitely we will be looking for an upside to 2.6 to 2.8 trillion dollars. But definitely for now, I think the structure is forming a little bit bearish, so we will see how this plays out. But a bounce is coming, guys. There is going to be a bounce. Plus minus 2%, but the bounce is coming on total as well. So that's all for today's stream, guys. I am monitoring my chart. As I mentioned, my levels for Bitcoin 52,800 to 51,600. This order block is what the levels I would like to go for some swing or a good buying opportunity on spots. Whatever you want to play, we are just playing a challenge trade. I'm not taking any trade on my personal account. This is a complete challenge trade actually that we want to grow. So that's all for the today's stream, guys, and have a nice night. Take care.